skills, be the boss. No more time to feel lost. Lead the way every day. Find success, it's here to stay. Rise and shine, it's your time. Skill up, raise the climb. Navigate, innovate. It's your fate, don't be late. Get the skills, be the boss. No more time to feel lost. Lead the way every day. Find success, it's here to stay.
If you're a new manager or hoping to be a new manager, join us in our exploration into what managers need to know. This program will set you up for success by building your knowledge and confidence in the skills you need to be effective. Hello, and welcome to What Managers Need to Know. And this is our third session on conflict management. We had begun by looking at what is conflict and that it is basically a disagreement, different perspectives on an issue. And it can be rather mild or it can get pretty violent, but we're going to look at it both ways. We looked at the good and bad aspects of conflict. The bad ones is that it can create animosity and tear a team apart. But when it's handled properly, people can hear different perspectives, the group can be a lot more creative, and the team can work very well together as long as people understand how to handle conflict in a positive way. So we're going to now begin looking at 5 different ways that we manage conflict. And we'll begin by looking at compete and avoid. As we're looking at these, we need to realize that there are always 2 concerns in a conflict: the goals, what I want, what I need, and the relationships, how well we get along, how important that is to me, that we do get along. So here are our 5 conflict management strategies. And we're going to be looking at the shark and the turtle. The shark is compete. They try to overpower opponents by forcing them to accept their solution to the conflict. That's the my way or the highway. They assume that conflicts are settled by one person winning and one person losing. They want to be the winner because it gives them a sense of pride and achievement. Losing gives them a sense of weakness, inadequacy, and failure. So that is something they definitely want to avoid. So they try to win by attacking, by overpowering, by overwhelming, and by intimidating others. It creates a win-lose situation. So is the concern a goal or relationship? What do you think? The concern is the goal, and they don't even care about the relationship. So when should you use compete if it doesn't care about relationships? Well, how many of you are parents? How many of you were children? It's your parents' responsibility to keep you safe, as it is your responsibility, if you're a parent, to keep your children safe. So if your child is playing in the middle of the street and an oncoming truck is almost upon us, there's not going to be any conversation. There's not going to be any negotiation. You're going to grab that child and get them out of the way. So when to use it? In a safety situation. A general on the battlefield is not going to hold a conclave when they're under assault. They're going to say, go there, do that. People do that, hoping and expecting that they're going to be safe. So we use compete when we want people to be safe. When we don't want to use it is any other time because it ruins the relationship. The shark has to be the winner. The other person has to be the loser. It's demoralizing, it's isolating, it's an incredibly uncomfortable relationship when you are dealing with someone who wants to compete with you all the time. It's exhausting. So, unless there's a safety issue, I strongly advise that you avoid using compete as your conflict management strategy. Now we have at the opposite side of the coin the turtle who avoids conflict. They withdraw into their shells. They are very conflict averse. They stay away from the issues over which the conflict is taking place. They stay away from the people with whom they have the conflict, and they believe that it's hopeless to try to resolve the conflicts. They feel helpless. They believe it's easier to withdraw physically and psychologically from a conflict than to face it. It creates a lose-win relationship. So, what is the concern for the turtle? Goal or relationship? The turtle is concerned with the relationship, has given up on the goal. So, when should you use avoid? Because when you avoid a conflict, it doesn't make it go away. It perpetuates it, and maybe you can't deal with it now. Maybe you will have to deal with it later because many conflicts continue. People have long memories and they're not going to let it go. So, when should you avoid conflict? Well, here comes again our issue of safety. If someone is bearing down on you with a machete, this is not the time to try to have a conversation. You get the blazes out of there. If someone is highly emotional, so they can't have an objective conversation, it would be time to avoid, although I would better choose the word postpone the conflict until a time when both people can be more rational and objective about it. But when not to use it, when you care about the goal, and when you realize that avoiding conflict doesn't make it go away, there just may be a better time to use it. So don't use it when the conflict's going to continue, when there isn't a safety issue involved, and when you have a goal that you need to achieve or you want to achieve. I'm hoping that makes sense. So we've been looking at the shark compete, the turtle avoid. When to use it in both cases is a safety issue. In the shark or competes bailiwick, it's when they're responsible for someone else to be safe. With the turtle, they should avoid it when it's their necessity to keep themselves safe. If you would like to take a free personal conflict style inventory, please use this QR code. And if you would like help in managing conflict, you can schedule time to talk using this QR code. Next week, we're going to look at the 3 remaining conflict management strategies: accommodate, which is the teddy bear; compromise, which is the fox, and be thinking about why that might be a fox, and collaborate, which is the owl. And then on the 5th week, we will look at why we respond the way we do, because we do build our conflict management strategies essentially in a survival mode. This is what was either modeled for us when we were children, or we had to adopt it to survive as children. And of course, we're not children now, but when we're highly stressed, we may go back to that childhood response, which may or may not be effective. So I'll look forward to seeing you next week when we look at accommodate, compromise, and collaborate. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Thank you so much for coming and participating in our discussion of what managers need to know. You can find the videos of this and previous sessions on my YouTube channel or under events on my LinkedIn profile. I'll look forward to seeing you again next week.
Get the skills, be the boss, no more time to feel lost. Lead the way, every day, find success, it's here to stay. Get the skills, be the boss, no more time to feel lost. Lead the way, every day, find success, it's here to stay. It's here to stay. Oh, it's here to stay. It's here to stay. Yeah. Get the skills, be the boss, no more time to feel lost.